Do you want me to go?
I think if you stay, something bad will happen.
Number 20, Robitaille cuts Helen a deal. Candyman. When grad student Helen Lyle begins to study the legend of Candyman, she quickly learns that some myths are better kept untouched. Summoning the spirit of Daniel Robitaille, aka Candyman, results in terrifying consequences for Helen.
Do I know you?
No. But you doubted me.
I'm sorry, I have to go.
No need to leave yet.
The son of a 19th century slave, he seeks revenge after he was murdered for falling in love and conceiving a child with a white woman. It's heavily implied that Helen reminds him of his former lover, so Candyman offers to spare her life if she submits to him.
Be my victim. I am the writing on the wall, the whisper in the classroom.
Well, it's not the best deal, but it does help Helen commit a daring rescue later on. Number 19, Billy lets Cindy go. Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Go get him, Santa. Go get him.
Christmas might be the most wonderful time of the year for everyone except Billy Chapman. After a stern warning from his granddad and the murder of his parents, he grows to develop an unhealthy relationship with the holiday season.
Well, I tell you something. Santa Claus only brings presents to them that's been good all year.
Once he turns 18, his traumatic past pushes him to the point of no return.
Take a closer look at yourself in the mirror, Billy. And just remember, be jolly. Lots of ho, ho, ho.
He goes on a Christmas Eve rampage dressed as Santa Claus. No one is safe from his wrath, minus a little girl named Cindy.
I see you, Count. Did you bring me a present?
Have you been good?
Mistaking him for the real Saint Nick, Cindy comes face to face with the killer, but he decides to leave her be, even gifting her one of his weapons, a box cutter. Looks like Billy just became number 1 on the naughty list. Number 18, Maria attempts to break the curse, Dracula's daughter.
Evil fiends, shadowy places.
Stop!
It cannot be easy being the offspring of Count Dracula. Countess Maria Zaleska knows her father was a monster. Not wanting to follow in his path, she attempts to break her inherited vampiric curse. Stealing and burning his body, her efforts, though very extreme, are done for the greater good.
Let all baleful spirits that threaten the souls of men be banished by the sprinkling of this salt.
However, the apple does not fall far from the tree. Soon her genes overthrow her virtue. She eventually gives in to her thirst and desires, ultimately proving that when it comes to family, blood really is thicker than water.
No, not death. Life. Eternal life with me.
Number 17, Chucky avenges Nika, Cult of Chucky. In Cult of Chucky, the famous homicidal red-headed doll uses the power of voodoo to possess a slew of hosts. One of them is Nika Pierce, a woman pinned by Chucky for the brutal assassination of her family.
This is a doll that they used in Alice's therapy to help her get over the past.
Trapped inside an asylum, Nika is subjected to horrific abuse at the hands of her psychiatrist, Dr. Foley.
I am willing to keep my mouth shut about this incident, if you are.
After transferring his soul to Nika, Chucky possesses her to take retribution, with the help of some high heels.
This is for Nika.
It's a satisfying moment, but this definitely does not qualify Chucky as a good guy. Number 16, Carrie saves her teacher, Carrie.
Honey, you don't have to protect them. What they did was unforgivable.
Carrie White is one of horror's most fascinating figures. She's a helpless victim of extreme abuse and harassment. Because of that, she's also a terrifyingly powerful embodiment of violence. Together, her duality proves that good and evil are not always so binary. In the 2013 remake of the Stephen King classic, she uses her powers to attack the only person who cares about her, Miss Desjardins. Transfixed by her rage, she almost kills her, but during a split second of clarity, she releases the teacher from her telekinetic death grip. It's a captivating moment watching her make the right choice in the midst of her own carnage. Number 15, Even Bowers Has a Heart. It.
This is what us locals call the kissing bridge. Famous for Susan. Sucking face. And carving names.
Pennywise might be the villain in Derry, Maine, but Henry Bowers is the runner-up. Leader of the Bowers gang, he wreaks havoc on the Losers Club. Both his bark and bite cause severe damage to anyone who dares to cross his path. During an exchange with Bill Denborough, Henry mentions how he's been taking it easy on him due to his little brother Georgie's death months earlier.
You say something? Billy? You got a free ride this year because you're a little brother.
It might seem like a throwaway line, but it actually demonstrates that deep down in the sewers of Henry's soul, a crumb of sympathy actually exists. Number 14, Elia becomes BFFs with Oskar. Let the right one in.
Vad heter du?
Eli.
12-year-old Oskar is as lonely as they come. However, things take a turn when he meets his neighbour, Elia, a young vampire.
Vad gör du? Inget. Vad gör du? Ingenting.
Elia's kind offering of friendship blossoms into a sweet and morbid story about young love. Although their relationship is complicated due to the secrecy and, well, carnage, they truly do need each other. Relying on one another for protection, safety, and, of course, blood, they are their only chance of surviving in a cold, grey world where neither one is accepted or understood.
Ska jag göra det för att jag måste? Bli mig lite.
Number 13, John Carver feeds a cat. Thanksgiving. For the residents of Plymouth, Massachusetts, John Carver is the most feared person in town. Committing acts of murder and mayhem, no one is safe from their unyielding wrath. Well, except maybe those with paws and tails. After the particularly grisly murder of Manny, Carver is confronted by the only being brave enough to challenge them, Manny's adorable pet cat. In a surprising act of goodwill, Carver feeds the furry little feline, and they even offer them a gentle pat, as we, the audience, breathe a huge sigh of relief. Number 12, Jason stops an attack. Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan.
It's your parade, princess. Can be smooth, can be rough. It's your choice.
Say what you want about Jason Voorhees, but the man's got manners. From walking around so quietly you can't hear him coming to never raising his voice, he's horror's most polite icon. Take, for instance, when he removes the teapot from the stove after offing Alice in Friday the 13th Part 2. One could argue that he knows right from wrong. Sometimes. In Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, the hockey mask killer trades the serenity of Camp Crystal Lake for the hustle and bustle of the Big Apple. During his spree, he stops a woman from being assaulted in an alleyway. Not only does this allow her to escape, but he also takes care of the assailant, in true Voorhees fashion. Number 11, Patrick Bateman lets his gene go. American Psycho. Patrick Bateman is the textbook definition of disturbed.
And though I can hide my cold gaze, and you can shake my hand and feel flesh gripping yours, and maybe you can even sense our lifestyles are probably comparable, I simply am not there.
Inflicting terror across the city that never sleeps, the investment banker turned serial killer is one of horror's most unsettling depictions of a descent into madness. That being said, his one redeeming quality is his soft spot for his secretary, Jean. After inviting her to his place, things take a turn.
Jean, do you feel fulfilled? I mean, in your life?
In the chilling scene, Patrick comes close to slaying Jean, but a phone call halts his plan.
I guess you could say I just want to have a meaningful relationship with someone special. The distraction detours him from making a second attempt. He lets her leave his apartment, blissfully unaware of his ill intentions.
Do you want me to go?
Yeah. I don't think I can control myself.
Number 10, A Kind Stranger. Psycho.
You have a vacancy.
Oh, we have 12 vacancies.
When the doomed Marion Crane checks into the Bates Motel with a stack of stolen money, neither she nor the audience knows the shy young proprietor, Norman Bates, is actually a disturbed killer who dons his mother's personality and attire when he commits his crimes.
I've caused you some trouble.
No, my mother, what is the phrase? She isn't quite herself today.
Norman provides Marion with dinner and conversation when she needs it most, even persuading her, through his own tale of woe and loneliness, that she should return home to atone for her crime. But first, a shower. Norman's genuine kindness makes the reveal of his murderous alter ego all the more shocking in the hair-raising climax. Number 9, the family man, the stepfather. All he wants is the perfect family. Is that too much to ask?
We are going to keep this family together.
You had better believe it!
Hi, honey.
Like Norman Bates, Jerry Blake is a man with a dual personality. On the one hand, he's a kind and happily married real estate agent trying to endear himself to his troubled teenage stepdaughter. He even attempts to win her over with a brand new puppy. On the other hand, he's a vicious serial killer who has a habit of offing his acquired family when they turn out to not be the picture-perfect image he has in his head.
Father knows best.
Has a serial killer ever been so polite?
Next time, Jim, call before you drop by.
Number 8, designated driver. A girl walks home alone at night. In this acclaimed Iranian horror film, a nameless skateboarding vampire stalks the streets of a town called Bad City. In between feasting on the necks of men and scaring pedestrians, the woman crosses paths with a young man named Oresh, dressed as Count Dracula, ironically.
من خونم نزدیک اینجاست. میتونی اونجا بشینی؟
The vampire realizes the intoxicated man is in no condition to be out at night alone and pushes him to her apartment on her skateboard. The two form a deep connection that finds her resisting her bloodlust. The moment is as funny as it is disarmingly heartfelt, especially for a vampire movie.
اسمتو نمیدونم.
منو نمیدونی.
معلومه تا حالا آشنا شدیم.
Number 7, Michael Myers spares the baby. Halloween.
I'm gonna pick that one over on across the street. Oh, what the? Hey, sorry about that.
Michael Myers has sliced his way through a great many residents of Haddonfield, Illinois over the years. Across 4 decades and 12 movies, few people who cross his path live to tell about it. But in David Gordon Green's 2018 reboot of the classic slasher series, the usually remorseless killer does spare one potential victim. As he embarks on his savage massacre, Michael comes across a crying baby in a crib and pauses briefly before deciding to leave it be. It's a rare show of mercy from one of horror's most vicious villains. Number 6, Tiffany becomes a mum, seed of Chucky. The Child's Play series has always had a tongue-in-cheek approach to the slasher genre. That was never truer than in the 5th film of the franchise.
I knew it! You're not real.
Seed of Chucky introduced Glenn, the genderqueer child of murderous dolls Chucky and Tiffany. When Glenn casts the spell that wakes the dysfunctional couple from death, they continue their murder spree. But it's Tiffany's heartfelt reaction to meeting her child for the first time that earns her a spot here.
Oh, sweet face, come to mommy.
It's a touching moment, especially for a wacky horror comedy like this one. Though Chucky doesn't immediately feel a paternal bond, he seems to have come around by the time of the Chucky TV series.
You know, I have a queer kid.
You have a kid?
Gender fluid.
And you're cool with it?
I'm not a monster, Jake.
Number 5. Texas Chainsaw Meet Cute. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. You know that old story. Boy meets girl, boy chases girl with a chainsaw. In what's possibly the wildest entry on this list, Tobe Hooper's follow-up to his landmark 1974 classic finds a radio DJ named Stretch being tormented by the chainsaw-wielding Leatherface and his cannibalistic family. When Leatherface becomes enamored with Stretch, he decides to spare her, though not before doing a very suggestive and Freudian dance with his chainsaw. While Stretch manipulates the mute Leatherface's crush on her in order to survive, there are moments of their relationship that feel like a twisted take on a rom-com.
No good. No good. No good.
Number 4. The Stranded School Bus, Duel. Steven Spielberg's Duel is every highway driver's nightmare. It follows David Mann, a businessman who cuts off the wrong tanker truck and ends up in a battle for his life against the unseen driver, who tries to run him off the road at every turn. In one scene, David gets roped into pushing a stranded school bus full of children back onto the road. However, once the truck shows up again, David makes a quick escape.
Now look! I know how this must sound, but that man is crazy. He's been trying to kill me. I mean it.
Well, I tell you, if I had to vote on who's crazy around here, it'd be you.
His faceless enemy finishes the job, pushing the school bus safely back onto the road before pursuing David once more. After all, the school bus didn't cut him off. Number 3. Graduation Day, The Silence of the Lambs. Upon graduating from the FBI Academy at the end of the film, Agent Clarice Starling receives a phone call from Hannibal Lecter, the escaped killer who helped her solve her first case. He says just about the most polite thing a person like Lecter can say.
I have no plans to call on you, Clarice. The world's more interesting with you in it.
Sure, he's a cannibal and a serial killer, but even he's got standards. And the psychiatrist did kind of help her understand some of her deep-seated psychological trauma.
Do you think if you save poor Catherine, you could make them stop, don't you? You think if Catherine lives, you won't wake up in the dark ever again to that awful screaming of the lambs.
Despite being on opposite sides of the law, the two have formed an understanding of the other. Clarice might be the only person Lecter sees as anything close to an equal.
I do wish we could chat longer, but I'm having an old friend for dinner. Bye.
Number 2. Victim becomes accomplice. Saw 3D.
Hello, Dr. Gordon. You are perhaps my greatest asset.
As the Saw series progressed, the writers added more and more layers to its already long and, some might say, convoluted storyline. With Saw 3D, the true complexity of the original Jigsaw killer's plan comes to light.
Congratulations, Dr. Gordon. You survived.
Dr. Lawrence Gordon, having last been seen sawing his foot off at the end of the original film, is revealed to have survived this ordeal. Flashbacks tell how he was brought back to health by the original Jigsaw killer, John Kramer. Kramer deemed the doctor worthy of his tests of the human survival instinct and recruited him to keep the project alive.
Game over.
Number 1. the monster spares his creator, Bride of Frankenstein. Universal's original Frankenstein movies stayed true to author Mary Shelley's vision, more in character than in plot. The monster is portrayed as a helpless and scared child, abandoned by his creator, ignorant of his own terror. This is perfectly encapsulated in the tragic accidental death of Maria in the first film.
No, you're hurting me! No!
By the time Bride of Frankenstein comes around, the monster has become well aware of his place in the world, and when his monstrous bride rejects him, he decides it's time to end his unholy existence. Just before blowing the laboratory to smithereens, the monster allows for one act of mercy.
Yes, go! You live! Go!
He lets his creator, Henry Frankenstein, escape with his wife just before the blast. Which of the moments was your favourite? Be sure to let us know in the comments.